Behind the Stars. This story is about Leonard Hulet, 441st Troop Carrier Group. Leonard Hulet was born on June 30th, 1919 in Parowan, Utah. His parents, Rupert and Sarah, were also both born in Utah. His father worked as a dairy farmer. Elliot had 2 older sisters, 2 older brothers, 2 younger sisters, and 2 younger brothers. By 1940, Elliot had completed 2 years of college and was helping out on the family farm and also found work as a carpenter. He attended 1 further year of college before joining the service. All 5 of the Hulet brothers joined the service. All 5 of the Hulet brothers joined the service and were in the military during World War II. Elliot enlisted in the Army on October 22, 1941, and volunteered for the Army Air Forces. He became a first lieutenant and completed glider pilot training by the end of 1942. He was assigned to the 99th Troop Carrier Squadron, 441st Troop Carrier Group, and was sent to England in March of 1944. Lieutenant Hulet flew glider missions in all of the airborne operations of 1944 and 1945. First, it was a glider landing in Normandy on the evening of D-Day near Saint-Mary-Glisse. The slow-moving American glider suffered more than 20% casualties from German ground fire, but Lieutenant Hulet managed to land safely. Next, he participated in the southern France landing for Operation Dragoon in August of 1944. That was an easy assignment compared to the next one, in Holland for Operation Market Garden, but again he landed this glider successfully. In November, he was promoted to second lieutenant. The Allied High Command planned one more airdrop with glider participation, called Operation Varsity. 2 airborne divisions would land on the east side of the Rhine to help support the British and Canadian river crossings. Lieutenant Hulet was told he would be staying put for this mission. Nevertheless, in the weeks leading up to Operation Varsity, Lieutenant Hulet had shared a concern that he would not make it home alive. The night before the mission, one of the assigned glider pilots begged off. A volunteer was needed to take his place, and Lieutenant Hulet took over for his glider. The next afternoon, March 24, 1945, Lieutenant Hulet was mortally wounded by flak and small arms fire while piloting his glider. The planners assigned 2 gliders per tow plane, slowing them down even more than normal. The Germans had an easy time firing at the slow-moving gliders in broad daylight. Nearly 80% of the 416 gliders that landed were hit, and between 20 and 30% of the glider pilots became casualties. Despite his grievous wounds, Lieutenant Hulet successfully landed his glider 4.5 miles northwest of Weissel, Germany, before expiring. Everyone else on board landed without injury. Lieutenant Hulet was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross, 2 air medals, 2 oak leaf clusters, and of course the Purple Heart. His grave is at Parowan City Cemetery in Parowan, Utah. The information for this profile was provided by Margaret Ann Wepner. Margaret's mother, Margaret Stephenson, was engaged to Elliot Hulet and was a friend of his sisters and mother. She shared her recollections of Elliot with her children on the anniversaries of Elliot's death. A big thank you for Margaret Ann for making this hero story available for more people to read or hear. This has been one of the stories behind the stars. If you would like to research and write stories like the one you just heard about Leonard Hulet, please visit storiesbehindthestars.org and see what it takes to join this effort to write the stories of all the World War II fallen.